Yes, yes. Haha. Welcome to Balloon Party 101 ESPN, YouTube, 101 ESPN channel, cameras, feature me, all black everything. Black cars, all black everything. Run this town 2000. I'm going to say 2009.
I was going to say 2009. I remember that because...
Rihanna, Hove, Kanye.
Lil Wayne?
I don't know if Weezy's in there. We'll talk about that more with Gabe on Friday. The Airlines team studio cameras. What a treat this is for you, the audience. Number one, I'm here. Number two, it's a wide berth Wednesday, Jackson. And I am going to up my Venmo payment to the listeners for the topic that gets my synapses to fire to $30 to your Venmo. 314-399-9646, or I'll do it in the YouTube chat too. Either one. But then if you're in the YouTube chat, somehow you're going to have to give me your Venmo information. If you text it in, then you can do that privately and nobody will know your Venmo. At the same time, giving out your Venmo, who cares? Because then maybe people just send you money.
Only upside.
For example, I was sent $10 this morning during TMA by a listener, Steve in Wildwood, as a matter of fact, to cut the microphone of one Ken Iggy Strode. So since my Venmo's out there at Tim-McKernan, people just send me money. And I guess that's the right thing. It's kind of me dabbling with OnlyFans without going all out just yet. But God, can you imagine the market?
I can. Run This Town, 2009.
So we shipped it.
Yeah. Just Rihanna and Jay-Z along, and Kanye. No Weezy.
Boy, I was right on everything.
Do you know the album? Can you complete that?
Oh, gosh. I can't.
Blueprint 3.
How many of you got that right? 314-399-9646. So, yeah, you send a topic that engages, and then the next thing you know is, oh, I just got a Venmo from Tim McKernan for $30. I mean, you're being paid to produce the show. Since Jackson isn't.
That's right.
But you have the Little Piddles Weekend Wednesday Sports Business Review.
This is a half and half. I called it just the Little Piddles Wide Berth Wednesday because...
Oh, wow. Angry Beaver makes it possible. I know that. And you say Piddles and you get $5 off a pizza at Angry Beaver. Maybe you head on down there tomorrow before the Blues and Coyotes here on 101 ESPN. And you get the pizza and then you take the shuttle to the game. I'm taking my wife and my son to the game, not the 1-year-old, the 6-year-old. And we're going to settle in because the Blues are going to put pucks on net and they're going to beat the Coyotes by a final of 6-2.
That's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep. Offensive output. It's going to be like the 80s Oilers tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think so. I think it would be, it's a perfect game. Take your children to, just kind of hang out.
Yeah.
Blues games are fun.
Well, I always want my son to be able to say when he's older he got to see the 2023 Coyotes play.
That is going to be special.
Thank you.
It's going to be special. It's similar to seeing, Gretzky in the 80s.
Nice. And who did he play for?
Edmonton.
Just like Alex Pietrangelo.
But then Gretzky later played for the Kings. Now, you want to talk about a sweater that rocks. Those Kings jerseys.
Oh, you like that?
Gretzky was
there. Barry Melrose was on the bench, eh?
Yeah.
Taking on Leviton?
Oh, it's kind of like a...
What an all-world uniform Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Man, that is a good one.
Yeah.
Montreal versus L.A. Yeah, I like that L.A. uniform. I don't like them as much now.
Okay.
It's kind of a
hold them accountable.
Clip art king crown thing. No good.
Best sweater in the NHL right now, go.
I like Toronto.
Leafs. You're a traditionalist.
I like the Leafs. I think it's really good. The Blackhawks are great.
And your best college football is Penn State, is that correct?
Penn State. I really like Penn State, although I really have liked what Michigan's doing. I talk about classic.
They ripped off Yadi.
Right. Well, so shout out to the Golden Griffins, but...
Yep, patron saint of the Peach Fuzz mustache, St. John Vianney.
I just like the Michigan helmet.
Well, that's Vianney's helmet.
Is that right?
Nice knowledge. Nice show prep, ass.
I only played them in basketball. I never played football, so surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I got cut from a wall. What do we have on this Wide Berth Wednesday? I'll go into the text inbox in a commercial break, and I'll see if I'm going to be Venmoing somebody $30. I mean, these are my gambling winnings. I'm sharing with you. I'm like, what was that guy, Mr. Beast?
Yeah, Mr. Beast. You are St. Louis's Mr. Beast.
I'm the Mr. Beast of midday radio.
Yeah. And I'd say the scale is just the same.
I agree with you.
I don't know where I want to start with this one. There really isn't like a big picture topic today in St. Louis sports. Well, no.
Angry Beavers canceling.
No, I just don't know if the Blues haven't played in a couple days. Missouri are coming off of a couple days of their game. Like there isn't really a big juicy sports story out there in St. Louis. So I kind of just going to go where I want to.
What about the Dalibor Dvorsky story?
Who? Those were just sounds. I didn't know who that was.
First-round pick, bro.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? All right.
By the way, just a brief aside, because Matt Rocchio texted me this, and I wanted to follow up with it, and I was going to do it off air, but hell, no better place to do it here. I wish you could have seen Jamie Rivers' face when Jackson debuted is, if they're so tough, why can't hockey players go longer than 30 seconds take just now? Did you do that on the air? Did you do that back in the 101 office?
101 office.
How'd that play?
Well, I want to preface this because classic Matt Rocchio is not portraying this correctly.
Wow, anti-Italian now.
So I was back there just hanging out, and then Rock made me tell Jamie, he's like, you have to tell Jamie this thing. Like, Jamie, you have to listen to this. I was like, I wasn't going to say anything because it's so clearly silly. It also wasn't 30 seconds. It was 90 seconds. Okay. But Jamie was, I mean, like, it seemed like legit. Like, it was so dumb to him that, like, he didn't even want to dignify it with a response. He said I would be exhausted and I would be...
What, if you were out there skating on a shift?
Yeah, he said I'd be down there crying, like I'd be in bad shape. And, you know, I don't know. I've never played hockey. I don't know. Jamie has played a lot of hockey.
As a matter of fact, he played in the NHL.
Yeah, he's been in the hockey world for basically his whole life. So he has more expertise.
So you're going to yield to his knowledge?
I will.
Wow, big of you.
But at the same time, you know, I'm allowed my opinion.
Right. That's essentially sports talk radio. People who haven't done it critiquing those who have.
Right. And speaking with almost
certainty.
Certainty.
Absolute certainty.
Right. You're not running. Skating. Like, if I start running and then stop, I will not continue to move.
So it sounds like you're digging in on this.
But if I ice skate and stop, I will continue to move. I just want that. I just wanted like a little piece.
That learning to stop is a big step for the young skater.
Yeah.
And skating backwards.
And skating backwards seems like the hardest thing to do.
Cats and dogs.
Yeah. And listen, I have all the respect in the world for hockey players. They are extremely tough and up there with some of the best athletes in the world.
Who are the best athletes in the world?
We've gone through this before.
I didn't recall. I just wanted to.
I think that the best blend of athleticism and skill comes from basketball players.
314-399.
And I think if you ask any pro athlete what sport they would want to play, it would probably be pro basketball.
Oh, let's get Jamie Rivers in.
Just, I'm saying if like they could play pro basketball, they would. Money's better, safety's much better.
Play in Sacramento.
Yeah, it's not great, but you make good money. And hey, light the beam. But either way, I respect hockey players. I respect Jamie's opinion. So that is fair. I will yield.
Yadi will make zero difference to the win total without 3 quality starters added. St. Louis is Yadi blind. Thanks. That's from Jeff Kloss.
It was like a drive-by take, and I like that.
You too.
Just drop
I like a good non-sequitur.
Yeah, a little drive-by take. Big fan.
Yeah, the Yadi or Molina thing. So Martin, who started the morning grind with me and Jimmy the Cat Hayes in 2004. We were all young bucks, and now we're grizzled veterans full of cynicism. On his show or his podcast, said that his understanding is the Cardinals are talking to Yadi or Molina to come on the coaching staff. I was talking with Brooke and Carrie about that yesterday in between our programs. And hey, listen. Martin Kilcoyne, for my money, he's a first-round draft pick in St. Louis sports media without question. Maybe he's the number 1 pick. Maybe. I don't know. But so this got nothing to do with Martin. I can't imagine Yadi or Molina wanting to do that. That's where I am on it, but maybe he wants to. It just doesn't strike me as something he'd really want to do.
Yeah, I don't.
That's all I'm coming from. Now, if he wants to, then that eliminates it, and then all of a sudden, woo! You want to talk about holding people accountable? That is the king of holding people accountable.
Yeah, I believe Yadi has commented on. He's spoken about the situation.
Oh, what has he got?
He was interviewed in Puerto Rico, and he had met with Cardinals management when he was back to see Adam Wainwright during his retirement series. I'm reading all of this from redbirdrant.com, and that the two-side discussion, what it could look like for him to join the coaching staff next season.
What does he say, bro?
We hope that if something happens, it'll happen soon. If not, then I would still be willing to continue helping them when they need me while I'm here in Puerto Rico. They have the knowledge of my willingness to take a position in management or the coaching staff.
Management?
Take a position in management or the coaching staff. I don't read what's in the process.
I just can't imagine that he would want to travel. And then also, I just don't. Hey, great if he does.
It would surprise me as well.
That is a great thing if he does.
Right.
And my reasoning might be different than why some other fans would like it, because they just like him. He is just a no-nonsense, like Chris Carpenter, for example. These are the kinds of guys I wouldn't lead. Like the guys who you might not be, the likability isn't necessarily really there. But behind the scenes, Yadi or Molina will lift you up even if you're 6'4" and hold you up against the wall.
Right.
And look at you and make you just melt.
Yeah.
And so would Chris Carpenter.
Yeah.
And when you're coming off of a last place season, that's what that'd be wonderful. I just can't imagine he'd want to do it. But hey, God bless him if he does.
And something we've talked about is Wilson Contreras' viability as a catcher, not as a player.
Yeah, he could maybe get some value as him as a catcher.
Right, because who would you rather have?
That's it, period.
Yeah, right, so
wow.
I could see, certainly see the Cardinals.
I mean, on the surface, it's like, yeah, he's good, and his family's good, and their kids are good, with the money he's made. So what does it matter if they pay him, I don't even know what the realistic number would be. But, I would think he'd have to be getting something material for it to be worth his time. Especially,
sure.
Part of the thing is just the travel.
Yeah.
At least I think. But hell, maybe if he just absolutely loves the game so much and misses it. That was my whole thing with him retiring. I'm just like, I can't picture him retiring until he absolutely has to be pulled off the field.
Right.
So I was always surprised by that and skeptical of it. And he was really the one who I think was the most clear-cut retiree of the three.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And he has done
wonderful.
He has done some coaching.
Thing. That's Martin Kilcoyne. That's why he's in the first round. Maybe he's the top pick. I don't know.
I love Martin. But he's done coaching. Yadi has coached the Venezuelan team. He's managed. And so I think that he obviously wants to stay in the game of baseball. But, I don't know if he wants to do it major league side. I don't know. But I would think could totally see the Cardinals' interest in it. It'd be great.
Hell yeah. I just didn't think he would be interested in it.
Right. So I hope that happens.
Can we sign Aaron Nola or Yadi as a bench coach?
That was my conspiracy theory hat, is like you get Yadi signed on as a bench coach, and then you are free rolling for the rest of the offseason.
Well, because the fans are so excited about it?
Absolutely.
I can't imagine. But again, I can't imagine Yadi or Molina wants to come back with this current starting staff. Aaron Nola just went dealing again last night.
God, he is. What's he
going to get? Is he going to get $1 billion contract? Is that what he's going to get?
Filthy. It's obviously easier to pitch.
What was he doing with the regular season? Was he load management? Because he had like a 4-something ERA, and then he comes into the postseason and it's his deal season.
We've seen that before here, though. Jeff Weaver didn't do much.
Weaves DFA'd by the who was he DFA'd by? Angels? Was he pitching with Jared Weaver at the time?
I thought that was before. I thought he was with the Angels, then DFA'd.
Oh, hell, I don't know. And I know that information is nowhere to be found.
I'm not looking it up. But either way, we've seen guys click come October. I'd say it's more rare for pitchers to start clicking. The hitters, I've seen what Kyle Schwarber's done the past couple games. Holy hell. Do the Phillies only play home games this playoffs?
Well, they just win, so they never have to really worry about going anywhere else.
All I've seen out of the Phillies is they play in Philly.
Since the Phillies don't lose and the Rangers don't lose, it might get me to get intrigued by the World Series, should that be what ends up happening.
With Nola and Montgomery going mano-a-mano.
How about that? Jordan Montgomery. Yeah. Kind of like a Yankees problematic player who's becoming the guy, and Aaron Nola, his 4+ ERA, dealing constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's going to get paid. Montgomery just might get paid even more as well based on what they've done so far this postseason. All right, I'm giving $30 away for a topic that leads to Wide Berth Wednesday if it gets my synapses to fire. And it's tough. Jackson understands my mind as much as one can understand my mind. And so you know how to get my synapses firing. After nearly 2 years together.
Yeah, and
does this audience now know how to get it going? I love telling stories. I'll tell a story. Hell, I don't care.
I like when you tell stories.
I'll tell a story. I don't care. Tim, now I want to do a St. Louis sports media draft. That's from the 314.
I don't see how that could go poorly.
Yeah, that would be in the category of bad idea genes. I figured I would only be in Haiti once, so what the hell? Yeah, I would pass on that. It's obvious I'm one.
Right. And everything else after that.
It kind of doesn't matter then.
Right.
So, it's like, okay, who's two?
Right.
I'd put you up there.
I wouldn't.
Oh, no.
I'm just not very good.
Oh, I disagree. Your stock's skyrocketing around this building.
Well, I guess when you start low. One place to go is up.
Look at you.
Ryder knows.
Ryder knows. It looks like he's just bought some piddle stock.
Yep.
Where do you get piddle stock? Is that NASDAQ?
S&P.
S&P.
No.
Sometimes I wonder about your trust fund and who's managing it.
Oh, I delegate. Delegate like the Dickens.
I hope so. All right, hey, we got to break, and I'm going to go into this text inbox and the YouTube chat. I assume Tiny Pee-Pee's running things. Is somebody going to go in there and take Tiny Pee-Pee out? I mean, that guy runs things, man.
Yeah, he's like the
Tiny Pee-Pee, Don Corleone of the Balloon Party YouTube chat.
He certainly is.
So we'll take a gander. We'll see what we got. It's a Wide Berth Wednesday here on Balloon Party, 101 ESPN, and YouTube.
If you're sick of having slow internet that doesn't reach every nook and cranny of your house, then I'm here to introduce you to Whisper. Whisper is the rural internet provider for you. They have no hidden fees, no contracts, and high speeds, all for a low cost. Plus, they have first-class customer service. They'll help you set up and answer any questions along the way. I got a customer review here from people who use Whisper. We have Whisper at our home, and the service is tremendous. We have very fast speeds and have cut the cord, stream 100% of our content via Whisper. Our daughter is a gamer and uses her Xbox, and we stream 2 TVs of content at the same time, and there's no buffering. We rarely have to call the customer service, but when we do, they are quick to respond. I appreciate having someone available on the weekend to take tech calls. It's a great company, and we would highly recommend them. Whisper is also offering free installation right now until the end of October. Their amazing customer support team will come out and help you set up your internet so that you don't have to worry. So call Whisper right now at 800-765-772 to learn more and use promo code WXOS to get free installation. That's 800-765-772 with promo code WXOS.
I got to tell you something. You know what I want to do right now? I'm going to tip my cap to this audience because sweet mother of mercy did the people send in some questions.
Hell yeah.
They really did.
It's awesome.
I tip my cap. Keep sending them in 314-399-9646. What it is a Wide Berth Wednesday. One of the a lot of them, are, as you would imagine, 95% are sports questions. However, it's looking like the Balloon Party audience would like us to tend to what I would describe as defamatory allegations made towards TMA by the Rizz Show this morning. We did discuss that at the tail end of TMA today. It was brought to our attention by TMA listeners and Rizz Show listeners that members of the Rizz Show proper were accusing a member of TMA of missing the toilet in the unisex bathroom that we share a wall with in our HD2 studios. Now, to go through some forensics for this, I had not used that restroom today until approximately 9:05. There are 4 other members of the show. Doug Vaughn rarely uses that restroom. Jackson, would you like to address the issue? Are you a suspect?
I used it about 7:02.
So you're live.
Right before the show started, and I used it again at about 9:09 when we had Jeremy Rutherford on the presentation. So
Are you missing the toilet?
No, I'd like to think my aim's pretty solid. So I don't think that it could be me. But I did use the restroom at 7:02. I'll be transparent about that.
What about Ken Strode?
He exclusively uses that bathroom. There's another one 80 feet from it, but he exclusively uses that restroom. I don't remember. So I'm like kind of right by the bathroom.
Yeah, you're the kind of the bathroom monitor.
I'm like the lookout of the show because there's
like
no
the
windows.
watchtower.
There's no windows in the HD2 studio.
Right. That was our request, by the way.
No doubt. So I kind of am the lookout for anything. But if someone comes from the opposite direction, I can't see him. I just simply can't see him.
Back
I
and to
hear
the
him.
left.
Hear him.
Back and to the left.
Hear
And
him.
what about Darren Peoria Plowboy Atkins?
During the show, which is surprising because that gentleman drinks a lot of soda pop.
Yeah, he does. Coca-Cola.
He does not, and I can corroborate that he does not use the bathroom during the show.
So it's either you or Iggy.
Well, that's the thing is how could it just like
Be a TMA member.
right? A lot of people use that.
Are you throwing
bathroom.
Randy Carricker under the bus?
No, that would
You
be,
want a piece of Kerry Davis?
that would be far away. The 101 studio is not close to this bathroom. 101 studio is much closer to the secondary bathroom, which is bigger. This bathroom, I would say probably right about the arch is where it cuts off. Where it
The
would
Arch.
be,
The gateway to the West.
Yeah.
It's the gateway to the best football team.
that's right. K-Shi and 101 would probably use the bathroom nearest here, whereas the unisex private bathroom.
So I return to my line of questioning, you or Ken Strode?
I don't, it's not me. At least I don't think it is. I mean, do you remember every time you use the bathroom? Like exactly what happened?
You know what? I'm going to give you a little lesson here. I don't know if you want to, if you have a pen ready or if you want to type it into your phone. And this is for everybody in the audience today at 10:25, Clarkson Jewelers time check. If you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the seedy.
No. Can you spell tinkle for me? I just want to make sure I get this down
no
right.
problem. I went to San you high.
Yeah,
Tinkle. Tinkle.
got it. All right. No, good. Save that. Got that right here.
So, I mean, that's just the way I was raised in South St. Louis.
No doubt. No doubt.
Where we were, because we hadn't had outdoor plumbing. Indoor plumbing, well, either. Until I was 7. Right. And so once we had that, it was like we treated it with such respect.
Right.
Like when Grandma came over.
The days of the outhouse.
Right.
We're gone. The chamber pot.
On Tam Avenue.
Right.
So I have an appreciation for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, if people surprisingly sent in as many texts about this topic, I'll address it. We won't run from that topic.
No, we don't run. We don't duck it.
Nope. You went right up to Jamie Rivers and said, I think NBA players are better athletes.
Well, I still believe that, but I no longer believe that hockey players are like getting gassed too quickly. They work.
Tim, the Rizz Show said it's not just today, so it could be a cornucopia of TMA tinkle in the bathroom.
But this is we're the HD2 guys. We're easy targets.
I know it's not fair. They're looking down on us. They're picking on us.
And we're
smart, not like people say.
We're just getting
We're
scapegoated.
not dumb.
Yeah. I mean,
I want respect.
right. You have to like lie down in like a really strange lounge chair while you're doing it.
Yeah, poor Fredo.
Yeah, but either way,
Hail Mary.
I'm just kind of getting sick of just getting blamed for any problem that goes around here.
All right, so if we see a Rizz Show member walk past these studios, we're calling them out.
Listen, and I'm not making any accusations.
Hashtag Radio Wars. Welcome to the 1980s. Yep.
But if you were a serial toilet misser, would your first move to cover your own ass not be put the onus on somebody else? Kind of a you smelt it, you dealt it situation? I'm just, purely hypothetical here.
Wow, we do have Radio Wars.
Just saying. Just saying.
Serious allegations from both parties now. And all I wanted to do was preview the Blues and Coyotes on today's show. And maybe Missouri, South Carolina, maybe wet your whistle for a 2:30 kickoff in Columbia, and Jackson will be there.
I will.
And you're getting bottle service at my house. My house, not a house, but a cocktail lounge in Columbia.
Don't think so. It's kind of dependent on the outcome of the game. I'll be in no mood for bottle service if they lose. But if they
Percentage
win...
they lose, go.
Percentage that they lose, I'll say 34%.
Okay.
I'll say 34%.
So you're giving it a real chance. You're not
yeah.
not dismissing the Gamecocks because of their record.
Anything can happen in 60 minutes on a Saturday.
Not if you want to win a national championship, it can't, brother.
No, it cannot.
All right.
But I believe the Tigers are in a good position to win the game, but they still got to execute.
Let's say Missouri loses South Carolina. You're down in Columbia. You're 25. The ladies know you're there. What happens? Do you just drive home?
Probably not. Probably wouldn't be safe.
Moon's pointing in here. And then other ne'er-do-wells like their henchmen are out here. Oh, he just showed his ass! He just showed his ass!
Well, they brought their muscle.
I know. I wasn't prepared for this. It's like The Departed. There's French.
We'll have to call in our big guns. Where's Iggy? I don't know. It's gonna be like really like I probably won't say anything for about half an hour, and then I guess I'll just pull myself up by the bootstraps and just start drinking.
Is that what you'll do? You'll drown your sorrows. Paul Newman in The Verdict.
Yeah, I don't really binge drink though. So
what if like somebody buys you a daiquiri?
Well, I'll say thank you begrudgingly, and I'll drink it because who am I? I'm not made of stone. I like a boat drink.
Piddles, bro, come on. You don't recall if you kiss the toilet every time you use it? Like, what are you watching while you pee? 100% Piddles is the one missing that toilet. That's from the 636. I never anticipated this carrying today's show, but alas, here we are. And now I got mooning me while I'm trying to do the damn show.
Yeah, it's just unprofessional. I don't, the accusation, of course they were going to land on me. It was obvious.
I actually wouldn't think that. I think it'd be Iggy all day.
Yeah, but he would deflect. He would deflect. And so, yeah, I had a feeling that on these airwaves, at least, it was going to come down on me. But what are you going to do? I didn't do it. You can believe I did, whatever.
Jackson and Tim, your thoughts on the Blues sweaters on Saturday? I was there and I hated them. I watched that game. It completed a 5-game parlay for me.
The Winter Classic ones? The lighter blue ones?
Is that what they were wearing on Saturday against the Kraken?
Like the lighter blue ones with the... those are better than the regular home ones. I'll give you that.
I have an official Blues uniform take, if you like it.
Yes.
Minus what I think are supposed to almost be a joke, the 1990s clown jerseys.
The red ones?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't really think the Blues miss with their sweaters. Uh-oh. Wow. I guess I've stirred up a little Banty rooster in here. Either you're ready to talk Bucks or you've got a take on the Blues sweaters.
I think I've given this one out before. The logo, first of all, outstanding.
Okay.
That's as good as the logos you're going to find in sports.
This is what you do if you're a manager. You start with a compliment, but here we come.
The home ones, the home jerseys, they don't do it for me. I vehemently...
Why do you hate the Blues?
I dislike a color scheme that is just different shades of blue. I think that's a miss.
But yet you're pro-Missouri anthracite.
No, I'm not. I'm glad they retired those. It seems like Tennessee still...
You accept Missouri wearing yellow as one of the school colors, even though it's gold, which would be a different shade of gold, yellow. How do you explain yourself? Do I have to remind you you're under oath?
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. I like it because yellow looks better than gold. I understand that's
Wow,
not
Notre Dame fans, call in. The mic drop or whatever the hell goes on here.
I understand it's not the school's color. Yellow is not Missouri's color. It is gold. But yellow, to me, looks better. So I'm cool with it.
Wow, going after our armed forces with Navy, Army, and Notre Dame. That's what just happened here today at 10:32.
Right. Well,
and attacking Jamie Rivers and the Blues.
And apparently I beat all over the place. So big day for Biddles, eh? No, I think they look better. The Blues white jersey is beautiful. I've said before, those alternates they used to wear, the navy ones with the arch in the middle, like the circular Blues logo with the arch in the middle, was outstanding.
I like that. I don't think a lot of Blues fans liked it, though.
Then they're dead wrong. Those were beautiful. The big white numbers on the back, it looked outstanding. They should have never gotten rid of it. And I just think that the home uniform leaves a little to be desired.
Little O.J. Pittleson pulling the if the glove don't fit defense for his splatter problems at Tinkle Time. That's from the 6th.
I seriously can't. Like, what am I? There's no way to prove it's not me. So this is just futile. Like, there's no defense I can bring up.
This Rizz Show defaming us.
Yeah.
And then Moon taunting me with his arse.
And that's the thing is, like, it was a total no-loss situation for him because nobody can prove anything on this. Therefore, they can't lose. And someone's going to have to deal with it. And it seems like it's going to be me. And this is really unfortunate.
That's why they have a huge audience, and we're in a closet next to a urinal on HD2. Let's look in the mirror right now. That's why I got an hour on middays.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Pull it together, boy. 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 All right, I'm going to go back into this text inbox. We've talked about Urinal Gate.
Yep.
I feel like I've answered all the questions. We've said it all. I'm moving on to this Wide Berth Wednesday where I'm going to Venmo somebody $30 for the question that gets my synapses firing. And if you want to attack Jackson for hating the St. Louis Blues and their sweaters, you can email him directly. You want to give out your email address?
Yeah, Negril111.
At AOL.com.
Oh, Tim finished. Good stuff.
This is Balloon Party, driven by Mungan, St. Louis Acura, and Alton. Oh, you know what? They want us to say something different. And it's great because it's Jamie Burkhardt.
Yes.
Who's like the greatest.
For real.
This is Balloon Party, driven by Munganast and Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. How about that? On 101 ESPN and on YouTube.
Hello, everybody. I'm here to talk to you about Circa Sports app. It's the world's largest sports book in Las Vegas. That's Circa, and it's now in Illinois. That's right. If you live here and saying, well, let's just make that short drive across the river, or if you already live in Illinois, sign up for the Circa Sports app and get ready to start betting like a pro. The Circa Sports app is sports betting the way it should be, with big app bets, high betting limits, tight money line splits, and the best customer service. And, of course, the best news of all is the Circa Sports app is now available in Illinois. And they got those tight money line splits. They're not going to hit you with that minus 115, minus 120. So when your bet hits, you're getting less winnings. That's not what they're doing. They encourage you to look at other sports books, compare the lines, shop the lines. I'm pretty confident you're going to like Circa's better because they strive for that minus 110 on that money line split. You want your winnings? Use Circa. So visit circasports.com for more details and get ready to start betting like a pro. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234. This is Action Jackson with a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Let's take another look at the NBA preseason so far. The Clippers defeat the Nuggets last night 116-103, while the Thunder beat the Bucks 124-101. The Raptors defeat the Bulls 106-102, while the Celtics defeat the Knicks 123-110. The Pelicans edged out the Magic 104-92, and wrapping it up with the Suns defeating the Blazers 117-106. That was our Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
There's so much going on. I mean, let's just be honest about it. There's so much going on.
There is.
You know what? I need to issue an apology. I have neglected the Patriots in the YouTube chat. I didn't say the people, I said the Patriots.
Yeah, you meant that too.
I did. People who love this land, listen to this show. I didn't say love this show, but listen to this show.
Tolerate.
And I see Droid FX. Is that from Daz FX? They won FX. Remember that 1991, 92?
No, I do not.
They won FX. Daz FX, they won FX.
Daz effects, they want effects.
Nice, thank you.
Is that like a... Hold on.
Droid FX says, hell yeah, we're Patriots. Tiny PP says, I got removed from the TMA YouTube chat because they confused me with one of the sex ad bots. I would say that's 80% probability.
Yeah, very well.
Tiny PP is the best. That's from Matt Hall. Tom Summers says, it's the hottest chat on 101 as well. What is the hottest chat? Oh, this is by far the most active chat in the YouTubes for 101. That's from Droid FX. Tiny PP, McLovin. Tim doesn't pay attention to the YouTube chat as much as the text line. Respect Tiny PP, McLovin says.
I have a ton of respect for Tiny PP.
Yeah, how can you not? And even if you don't respect him, you better publicly say you do.
Right.
You know?
Just to save yourself.
Yeah, I'm not going to mess with the Don. I mean, Tiny PP, Don PP. Get involved in the program, YouTube chat, text in 314-399-9646. We've had a lot of great suggestions for questions, but not, honestly, I'm happy to the Venmo the $30. I really am. I'd like to think there's a track record of that, but I'm not just going to do it just to do it.
Right.
It's kind of like how I am with my son. Well, I didn't get in trouble at school today. Well, you're not supposed to get in trouble at school today, boy! The hell we doing here?
Right. And then
You got a Lego set because you didn't go to the principal's office? What are we doing? What kind of bar are we setting around here, boy? That's what I said to him.
Then you remind him that you didn't have indoor plumbing until you were
Exactly
7.
right.
And that's
Skating every weekend and hitting golf balls. I went to Tower T when I was 17, and I thought I was at Augusta National. Crap. Anyway, what's going on here? What do you have?
all right. Notre Dame athletic director Jack Swarbrick.
Yeah, sure. Fighting Irish.
Absolutely.
Lock over USC this weekend. Didn't you think? Were you on that at all?
I live bet USC.
Oh, square.
I liked their odds when they were down. I thought that they could make a comeback either way. He has proposed that NCAA athletes could enter into a collective bargaining agreement, allowing them to be university employees and unionized so they can negotiate with a larger entity. For reference, there are other proposed legislations addressing NIL and college athletic issues, including the PASS Act and the Johnson versus the NCAA, the former making a more standard uniform NIL policy to protect athletes in schools, and the latter addresses similar issue to the Notre Dame AD. Do you think students becoming university staff is inevitable? Is this just another step into college athletes becoming full pro?
Wow. I got to tell you, usually I have an idea of what's on the periphery with the little piddles. What are we doing today?
It's a half and half, but I'm calling it the Wide Berth Wednesday.
Got it. Brought to you by Angry Beaver here on the Munganest and Burkhardt Alton Toyota balloon party.
You're killing it.
No. You can't teach it.
No, you can't.
On this one, I didn't see this question coming. I just think the landscape of college football is going to be so substantially different within the next 5 years that the game we are witnessing in 2023 will not be recognizable to those watching in 2028. And I realize that is a Quinn Snyder-esque answer, and I use that reference because I would interview Quinn quite a bit. We had a nice little rapport. Sometimes he came after me, but either way, a nice little rapport. And I would ask him a question. It's like if I were moderating a presidential debate. I'd ask the question, and then the answer I'd get back would have a lot of words and inflection and sincerity with the eyes, but yet the answer had nothing to do with the question.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, that's what I just did to your question. Because honestly, I don't know, but I just believe that we are about to see college football have the biggest change of any sport without question over the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't even know what second place would be.
And I would even say year by year, I think we're going to see some pretty monumental changes as it goes, because they'll make a change and then it won't work quite right, so they'll amend it and then make another change, and then it might not work. I think the only thing...
there won't be a 12-team playoff in a decade.
Yeah. Probably closer to a tournament.
It might be like inevitably, we have another round. Why not? And that's the way that'll go. I just don't want to see it turn into baseball where the regular season loses its relevance. College football, I think one of the reasons why it really has a monster presence and growing beyond just the South is because every Saturday, assuming your game is on Saturday, truly matters. And how many other sports can you say that with regards to a regular season game? Can you say it about any other sport?
The closest you could get is the NFL, but even that doesn't compare.
Sure. I mean, the Eagles lost to the Jets, and the 49ers lost to the Browns this weekend, which would be the equivalent to like Georgia losing to Vanderbilt this past weekend. Right. But people are like, 49ers will still probably win the Super Bowl. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. Now, the counterpoint to that, extended playoffs, would be that you probably, or at least hopefully, would get less of the cupcake scheduling. If you could lose 3 games and still get in the playoff, you're probably less likely to schedule Campbell. I don't mean to
shot at North Carolina.
Yeah, I don't mean to take shots at these smaller schools because they're doing great work. But you probably don't see Georgia playing teams that they have no business being on the same field with. And so if that is the byproduct of expanding it. Not a bad byproduct.
I agree with that part.
Not a bad byproduct.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Missouri's football schedule in the 1970s and who they were playing, holy crap.
Right.
Like this stuff with, and listen, it's not just Missouri doing it. I'm just more familiar with it. I feel like Bill Snyder at K-State is the one who really utilized we just got to get to a bowl, so we'll schedule butt asses. Right. And then everybody goes, this is kind of working for Kansas State. And they used to be a doormat. K-State was a doormat. Yeah. And it built the program. But that stuff, it's like preseason NFL, and fans got like, why do we have to pay for this?
Right, and why should I be interested in it?
Right, and then when you're a bad fan because you didn't want to drive a couple hours to go watch South Dakota on a Thursday night, F off. Right. All right, 10:47, we got a break. We'll come back with the final segment of Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. It is presented by, watch this, Munganaston, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota.
What?
On 101 ESPN and on YouTube. Welcome back, 101 ESPN. It's Balloon Party, driven by Munganess and Burkhardt Alton Toyota. Yes. YouTube, it's hot. Droid Effects is in there, Tiny PP, and Don, do you say Wobie or Wobby?
I'll say Wobie.
Okay, and McLevin talking it over. Come on in, 101 ESPN channel on YouTube. That's the Airlines Team Studio cameras. If you miss anything on the program, Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's podcast, BK and Ferrario at the top of the hour. And this is a program that solicits your involvement via the text line at 314-399-9646. My name is Tim McKernan. That is Action Jackson. And he has this little piddles...
We'll call the Wide Berth Wednesday today. But either way, it's presented to you by the Angry Beaver.
Yeah, I mean, park there and shuttle to the Blues game tomorrow night.
Some good pizza.
The whole time you're AirPodding 101 ESPN.
Yeah, that sounds like a...
I like that curbside podcast that he's doing.
Great.
You really listen to that?
I haven't yet, but I know I will. Listen, if that means I don't have to watch as many games.
I mean, what can I trust if I go, I really like that curbside podcast, and you go, yeah, it's great. And then I go, oh, have you listened yet? And then you said, no. I mean, you're kind of using your hand on me. All due respect.
All due respect.
No, but I wake up, and then I'll drive to the station. I'm usually podcast. I'm like, oh, here's a little 20-minute recap of last night's game. So that's what I'll do on Friday, following the Blues and Coyotes.
It's like a great concept. I really like the concept.
Okay. You going to listen?
Yeah, I'll listen on Friday morning.
Got high-pitched.
Well, I have a high-pitched voice. Either way, I got a question for you. Little Piddles hypothetical.
All right.
I was thinking about this on my way home yesterday. So I put it in the Wide Berth Wednesday questions. If you could pick any player since 2000 that wore a Missouri Tiger football uniform and put them on this current team.
Wow.
You only get one.
Wow.
You only get one, and it's when they were at Missouri, so you can't get like somebody at their peak in the NFL.
Wow. The issue here is I'm going to get it wrong since 2000. It's where is the team lacking? That's where I'm going.
That's the question. I would say the team is lacking on with edge rushers. I'd say the team is somewhat lacking with dynamic linebackers. And while I like Brett Norfleet as a true freshman, I think a really solid tight end is something.
Well, when you're going from like him to Kaufman, for example, if that's what you were thinking.
Right. That was one of my thoughts.
Shane Ray, Witherspoon? No,
Alden Smith, maybe.
Yeah, it's a nice play.
I was also thinking Nick Bolton.
Ooh, nice
captain
play.
Of defense.
Yeah, nice.
Could kind of alleviate some of the rush.
All right, so we're all on that side of the ball, which is amazing because 7 weeks ago it's like, boy, Missouri's offense, what the hell?
Right, but it's the truth, man. Like I think that they would benefit more from like a dynamic linebacker or a really, really good edge rusher than a more seasoned tight end.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, Jeremy Maclin might be the sickest of them all since 2000.
Probably is.
But that's not necessarily, if I was going to use that spot, that's not the direction I would go.
Right.
Like if I'm the Cardinals this year, I'm not going, well, I guess we'll go 10 to the offense. You see what I mean?
Right.
You got to go 10 to the need.
And if this was week 2, you might even think about pulling up Chase Daniel. You know, you might think
Chase Daniel or B.D. Smith.
Right. Either of those options. But now Brady has shown that he is very much a
second-ranked quarterback in the SEC. Right?
Saw that. And he was preseason ranked like 10th, 9th or 10th. So, you know, and this is, you know, it's coming from it's not like there's an official quarterback ranking system.
This is not a data-driven statistic.
But either way, it's obvious that the improvement is shown. So, yeah, it is interesting that we're both on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how you couldn't be. Let me tell you something. I want you to listen real good because you're going to be down there with the bottle service and all the sorority girls on Saturday. I know what's going on, and you can act like it's not going on, but I know what's going on, and that's fine. I'm living vicariously through you. It's great. But I want you to hear this and hear it real good once the haze of the booze filters through your system on Sunday morning. If Missouri can win on Saturday, and combined with what's percolating in Missouri football and basketball recruiting, and you have 2 weeks of buildup before you go between the hedges at most likely 2:30 p.m. on CBS to go up against the #1 Georgia Bulldogs, Sans Brock Bowers, you have an opportunity to build more equity with not just your hardcore fans and the announcement about what they're doing with the facilities that came yesterday. Look that up if you're interested. And the North End Zone and what Desiree Reed-Francois is doing along with Dennis Gates and Eli Drinkwitz. You have the opportunity to create more equity for your school and its athletic programs than any time that I can recall in my lifetime. And I realize that sounds like welcome to Get Up with Mike Greenberg. Dan Orlovsky has a thought, and we just go hyperbole. But if you have that opportunity where you're a top 15 team and you have the stage against the number one team in the country with the SEC East on the line, all while Dennis Gates' program is getting a number one recruiting class, or at least in that range right now, and you have an athletic director who is acting as a visionary for the program, you have everything firing on all cylinders for one of the few times that I can recall in Missouri athletics history. So, Jackson, I know you're thinking about what table am I going to get at my house? Oh, I hope the Tri-Delts are out early. That's great. That's wonderful, and I respect that. And if I were you, I would too. But for the rest of us, those of us who are meat and potatoes guys.
Right. Proletariat.
Actually, that's the word I was going to use. Just raising our kids, trying to find a better day, hoping for a day where they wear gold instead of yellow. Let's get the win on Saturday against those Gamecocks and Shane Beamer, who broke his foot by kicking something after blowing the lead against Florida Saturday evening. Let's get that win, and let's have 13 days of build-up to what's going on in Columbia, Missouri, and let's make Missouri football and basketball an added sport to the St. Louis Blues, the St. Louis Cardinals, and the St. Louis City SC/Doggies here on this side of the state. Can you make that happen for me while you're down there? Can I entrust you with that responsibility?
Well, Tim, I'm a true son, and I want it known right here that I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure the Tigers bury those damn Gamecocks.
My God, what a statement. What a powerful moment here on this show. What a powerful moment on this show. That makes up for you piddling all over the floor. Good for you.
Yeah. Today's show is about growth.
Evolution, even.
Indeed.
Progression, not regression, progression. I'm proud of you. You're all grown up, and you're all grown up. Time for us to shut it down. BK and Ferrario are up next for Action Jackson. I'm Tim McKernan. This has been Balloon Party, driven by Munganest and Burkhardt Alton Toyota.
Nailed it again.
It sounds so smooth, too.
Right. Well, that's your best.
101 ESPN and YouTube.